All right, we are live, and we should be live everywhere. Uh, let's check Twitter because that is the one that seems to be the sticking point for me. And that one looks to be live. Awesome. All right. And it still says soon because I had a friend call me. And I turned on the wrong mic. Okay. Now I can be up doing things and talking to people. Welcome. See if anybody joins these live streams, and if they do, great. Good morning, Brian P. I was saying I'm running a little late. That's why it still says soon on my screen. I had a buddy call me, a real life friend, and he's a great friend, but he put me behind schedule a bit, which is fine because I really enjoy talking to this person. He's just a good guy, and we've been friends for several years now. He was telling me all about working with his 3D printer and some new tricks he's found, and we were discussing jobs we've seen coming across our emails, and yeah, it was a good chat, and of course family stuff. I agree. I agree. Friends and family are the most important. So today, like this title says, we're gonna make a drone. Um, and we're gonna drink coffee. Oh no, the title doesn't say it. The description says it. We're gonna make a drone. Uh, I need to get more coffee in my system, but I always need more coffee in my system. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know what else to call it. Basically, it's going to be going back and forth between the auto miner and the base, and it's going to be keeping the base supplied with resources. But I need to design a good drone for it, and that's what we're going to do today. Because I have good drones designed, I don't want to reuse the same one. Coffee is life. The only thing, well, we can't mention the only things that are better than coffee. This is YouTube. Got to keep it somewhat family friendly. Pretty sure Rumble and X would be fine with me saying anything about things better than coffee. But YouTube, on the other hand, no, I may lose my monetization status if I do that. Which, you know, don't really want to do that. Well, I've got several of them. Um, Some are spacefaring, some are made for planetary gravity. I have to close the blinds because the reflection off of the white wall behind me makes it hard to see my screen. All right, back at my computer. Switch to the better mic. And turn off the banner and soon. There we go. Alright, and there is one mod installed that I don't normally have. Let me pull this in. And it is build info. So I can see where that thruster is actually going to interfere with other blocks or destroy other blocks. I can see its mount points. I can see special connections. So if I come over here and look at this, I can see that there's an entrance there. It's just helpful overlays. And I can see air tightness of blocks, which is kind of nice. Not too worried about the air tightness. For the most part, we're just going to have those off, except when we're looking at thrusters. It helps substantially, and it really helps if I don't lose my home row. Control plus switches between those overlays, and that's part of a mod. It's build info is the mod name. It's only available for PC, I believe, but it does come in handy, and it allows me to actually point out things like this is a 45-degree slope panel, so I can see the mount points and I can see the air tightness of it. The 45-degree panel, if we place that as a large grid, then you can place two of those next to each other like that, and that's an airlock. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. So that's an airlock. That works as an airlock because that counts as an entire airtight block. That can be just an open doorway in your building. And your building will be airtight. So, yeah, pointing out little tricks like that, most of those come from using this build info mod, not from actually going through and reading all the file data. The only problem with it is you can see that light armor panel slope up in the top left. That extra display info there gets kind of annoying sometimes. I kind of prefer this mode right here where it's over at the far left of the screen. But even then, it's still just too much info sometimes. So, to get started, I've just built a pillar off of the projector. And we're going to start with just what we need on it. And we need a connector. I must have too much on. There we go. So we need a conveyor connector, and we're going to need more inventory than that. And my thought was to put a medium cargo container on there. But I'll be honest, that's just going to be way too tall. I don't want a large drone. I kind of like to keep it somewhat small. So we're probably not going to do that. I'm also going to need a cockpit for navigating to program the drone. So I'm probably going to add a cockpit to it. That will give me some additional inventory space, and that'll be good. Not much, but it's a little bit. So between the two,
I just want to see this ship. Why am I seeing everything? Okay, whatever. So the connector has 1,150. That essentially doubles the inventory space, which that ought to be good enough when you're dealing with transporting already refined resources. So, yeah, we'll call that good enough for now. If I was using this on, say, Mars or the alien planet, I'd want something to keep this oxygenated. But I'm not. I'm only using it here. Need a battery. Okay. And we're going to need some programming blocks. So we need a flight block. I normally prefer to keep them centered, but with the AI update, this no longer matters so much. And we need an AI recorder. We're going to need 2 AI recorders. One for the trip there, one for the trip back. And I'm going to assume that we need some timer blocks. We'll add 3 of them, although I don't think we need that many. So, yeah, there's the basics of our drone, what we need for its internals. Yeah, and I thought about that actually. In fact, actually a really good idea. Just get rid of these. There it is. Just add. Each of those adds 125. That's not a lot. But that does add a decent amount. Okay, so... Alright, we've got that. Fair, it is more than a junction. But I wasn't planning on using a junction. I don't have any junctions here right now. Let's see. Still gonna need some timer blocks. That'll work. I mean, let's see. That's 750 cargo from those small cargo containers. That's... But at this point, we've almost tripled the amount of space we had. That's good enough, I think. We're going to take that out. We're actually going to put in a remote control block, which I don't remember for sure, but I think it was part of programmable blocks. No, it was not. I like to have the remote so that I can get access to the drone. Don't really need the remotes anymore. I used to set all my drones up using just a couple of programmable blocks, a couple of timer blocks and 2 remote controls. This is just easier to program though, which is kind of nice. Alright, I think that's going to be good enough. If we need to add more timer blocks down the way, we will. Alright, so thought is I'm wondering how much it's going to hurt have this full of iron. And if I can do this with just 4 small thrusters facing down when the container's full of iron. So let's give that a quick test. See if 4 thrusters will allow us to lift when it's full of iron. Just get rid of this, it should float. Alright, let's come on down to iron. Iron ingots.
Fuel critical.
Spawn into targeted container. Okay, so that should be, all the inventory should be full. It's not, of course. This will spread that out a bit. Connector's empty. Move everything to small cargo containers. Okay, the small cargo containers are full. Shift F10 again. Spawn into targeted container. And we'll move everything we can to the cockpit. And we'll do it one more time. Alright, I think the heaviest thing this is going to be transporting is going to be iron. That's why I wanted to try that. And it does seem to be supporting its own weight. Slow to move. Comfortable. So, put it back on the pedestal here. There we go. It's on the pedestal. So I'm going to need more thrusters than that. I'm also going to need some gyros. 1 gyro should be enough. And we'll just double the amount of down thrust. That should be enough. And I think it will handle nice. We'll just take a Control X from there. There we go. Now I've got room to work. There we go. Now we've got the thrusters on there. That ought to be more than enough thrust at this point. At least in the downward direction. I'm not quite sure how to make it look good. So I think we need 8 downward thrust. We know we need 8 downward thrust. Let's work on trying to make it look good now. And I'm kind of thinking that I want to go with kind of a classic drone look. Which, I kind of like this look. So we're going to bring some port arms out. Oh, wrong way. Alright, so if I do that, how can I get the side thrust on it? And make the back and forward and side thrust halfway decent. I need 2 thrusters on each arm going down. So we'll stretch it out one more. And this is all just preliminary design. It's not set in stone yet. And I did go out that far intentionally, and that's because of that cone coming out the back. Because my thoughts are kind of that I want to have them, the ability to have them push forward, like right there, and not damage the blocks in front of them. Will that work? Okay, we'll do that. Get rid of the 2 blocks right here. Okay, so that would work that far apart. That's going to be too high, though. I need them down lower. Okay, so they have to be a little lower. I need them to be right there. That's not bad. I can work with that. Just Control X that. Get rid of that one.
Fuel critical.
Move this block to right in the middle down here. Actually, there. Get rid of that one. We can get rid of all these. If I used a large, you said that. If I use a large thruster, I'd probably only need 1 or 2. Probably only 1. But it's not about, at this point, it's not about how much thrust does it really need. Then I need to have, I want to be able to use the freedom of smaller thrusters. If I put a large thruster on here, it's going to be bulky and huge. Which is not really what I want. So, back thrust. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, that's not working out the way I thought it would, and I'm not a big fan. Let's see. Let's start over. Bring that back here. Get rid of all this back here. Oops. See, now I got that notification. I don't know why it didn't notify me of the last one you sent. Kind of weird. Okay. So if we start over with putting it there, we're going to come up and nest this because then I have the freedom of just getting rid of blocks and getting them out of the way. All right. Now, if we do that, and let's see, do we really need more than a connector? All right.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Okay. Large cargo container right there. Going to empty all the iron into it. That way we can pull it back out later. Make our life a little easier. Okay. Starting from just a connector. Turn off the air tightness. We don't need to see that. We need a battery and we need a cargo container. And I'm thinking that I want a medium cargo container. I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it. Which I'm not exactly happy with, but I think it's the right call. And we're going to take the batteries. Yeah, we're going to take the batteries and put them on either side of this. And we'll put 2 batteries on it. And then we'll put a cockpit right there.
Fuel critical.
Does that look good? No. But it gets us a good base. It has everything we need for transporting cargo. And it's solid. Now, back here. Yeah, it should be, but I'd rather the drone only run once. Ugh, I can talk, honest. So we'll add an AI flight and a path and a path and a remote. I swear I put remotes on the bar. Yeah, there I did. Okay, we've got the remote, we've got the path. Now let's work on thrust. And I know that 2 large thrusters will be more than enough. That is too far down. That's much farther down than I want. I'm thinking I might just place them on the sides. So let's go ahead and we'll bring this down, all the way down, and connect it up this way. Then we can get rid of this line here. Right? Yeah, we can get rid of that line. We'll put one right there just to be safe. That goes away. Alright. Alright, that should be good thrust as far as up thrust is concerned. Now, we're going to need some back and forward, which should be manageable. The forward thrust should be manageable with just probably 2 thrusters, but let's go ahead and do 4. We'll worry about making them look good later. Yeah, actually, I'm going to be using this system here. When this light, probably when this LCD turns off, it will also be triggered to send the drone out. So I'll probably make the event controller controlling this light do double duty. Yeah, I'm probably going to use the event controllers that already exist in my setup to send the drones out. So basically, when the event controller turning the yellow light on changes state, it'll turn on that light and send the drone. And then the event controller for the green one will actually no, I might have to give it a different event controller because I kind of want it to do double duty. I want it to monitor and make sure that the batteries are full before sending the drone. So I need to give it an if-then. So if the batteries are full, send it. If the inventory is low, send this the signal to start checking if the batteries are full. And if the batteries are full, go. So yeah, it's going to be controlling an event controller. So the sign on the wall will tell the event controller whether or not it should be on or off, the event controller watching this particular drone. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of complex because I've already got a system in place that I'm adding to, which is not the best way to do things, but it works. Alright, I need some side thrust. And I'd kind of like to put it right there. So let's work on what we need in here. Got back thrust, we've got forward thrust. I only want 2 thrusters side to side. And I kind of want them like right there. That's going to be centered. So we need some timer blocks. Not the DLC timer blocks, just regular timer blocks. And we're just going to add 4 because we've got the space for it. Yeah, just 4 of them. Actually, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, I probably will. But for now, that'll do. I think that'll do nicely. That'll get us the thrust we need. I do need a gyro in here. Go ahead and bury the gyro right there. That'll work. And then we'll do the timer blocks. And honestly, I think you can get away with just using 2 timer blocks, but I'm going to add a few more just in case, or a couple more just in case. We may not actually use the timer blocks, to be honest. Because I'm not sure I need them. Ooh, this is interesting. Alright. So that gets us... Oh, and we need something for upthrust for the remote control to work. And I like these new blocks because I can just hide them in the paneling, and there we go. That makes it compliant with the AI. It now has upward thrust, or sorry, downward thrust. And that's all it needs, because I'm never going to rely on this downward thrust. At all. Ever. But I can hide that. That's... In fact, let's see. How much, Oh, it's a block and a half. Oh, that's such a bummer. I could bury it. Actually, I could. I could get away with burying this and just hiding it in the body. Put it right there. And even if it turns on, it won't actually burn any of the blocks that we use for design. That's... Yeah, we'll get rid of that and that. And that and that. And that. We'll put two of them on. Just because I like symmetrical. And we will turn off the displays now because we don't need it. And we'll add a couple of timer blocks in there. And a couple more timer blocks down here, just to fill it in. There we go. I think that's everything we're gonna need. And I can work around this to make it look halfway decent, I think. Maybe. It's gonna be iffy. All right. You never thought of what? Burying a thruster inside the body? I actually like to bury the thrusters and take advantage of the fact that they only do damage up to a certain distance, and they work even if they are damaging other blocks. It's kind of an exploit, but I don't care. Yeah, they're kind of nice. They are nice blocks, but they have far less thrust. Let's see.
Fuel critical.
Think this tells us how much thrust there is. Yeah, 32 kilonewtons versus 96 kilonewtons. So they're 1/3 the strength of... And I'm looking up at the atmospheric thruster info on the right hand side of the screen. If we look at that, towards the bottom you see force, and it says 96 kilonewtons for that. It says 576 kilonewtons for this one. So 96 versus 32. So it's a nice block, but it's got crap thrust, which doesn't matter for what we're doing here. It does give you some options that look really nice, though. And my daughter's awake. Good morning, Jade. You're live on the internet. Why you're not saying anything, right? Just got nothing to say? You heading out with M? Your doohickey. Your thingamabob. Yeah, it is a lot less thrust. You don't look like you're awake enough to go anywhere. Do you need to take a to-go cup of coffee with you? They woke you up with their phone call saying we're here, didn't they? Yeah. Shame on you. What are you going to do? Nothing at this point. Try to have a good time. Bye, love you. Oh, man. Ah, children, what you gonna do? I say that, but she's 20 years old. She'll always be a child to me. So yeah, I like these thrusters, but the low thrust on them makes them very limited if I'm going to use them for much of anything. It does make for some really nice design options though, and it would take somebody who's better at design than me to fully utilize them. Now we got to figure out how we're going to greeble this. And I'm kind of thinking that we're going to use kind of a pill shape. So I think right here we're going to use 1x2 slope tips. And we're just going to bring the front around. It's not the best design, but I think it'll work out okay. All right, we're going to want that and that there. Right here. I'm thinking I want a full block right here. Yeah, kids are fun. Kids are fun. They're rewarding. I love my children. They're also challenging. And actually, we're going to go... I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. I think we're going to let the thrusters stick out a little bit there. I think it'll be good. Let's see. Is there anything different we can... You know what? Let's finish up what I had in mind, and then we'll worry about trying to switch it up. So we're just going to wrap this around.
Fuel critical.
So I think that'll work out nicely. We'll just work on trying to get the line around. See how we like it, if we like it. Yeah, not really a huge fan, but let's see how it works out in the end, though. I think that will look decent, those sticking out. That's not where I wanted you. Right there. And we'll figure out how to kind of curve this over the top, because I do want it to come over the top. Wow, did you not expect this one? What one? Beam blocks. What do you mean beam blocks could work too? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to keep no DLC items on this. Because I'm going to be using this in my survival guide series. Yeah, I mean, I do like to stream. The reason I'm not using the beam blocks, as much as I like them, this little icon right here. I have access to these blocks, but not everybody watching the videos does. And everything in the Survival Guide series can be built with purely vanilla, no DLCs, and ideally with no programmable blocks, no scripting. Because people who watch that series, a lot of them are playing on Xbox, PlayStation, and don't have access to scripting. Or they're playing on servers that have turned off scripting because of server performance. So I'm trying to stay away from those. Most people don't have the DLCs, so I like to avoid that because I don't want to create something that people can't recreate. uh Honestly, I don't disagree with that. Let's get oops. There we go. Let's get rid of that. We want these blocks here, I think. No, it's not your bad. I mean, it's a good suggestion. I'm just trying to avoid it because of the certain circumstances of this series. I would never say don't use them because I'll be honest, I like them. I like them a lot, but I'm limiting myself on purpose. Okay, so that's a full block. I think instead of doing a full block, though, I'm going to use... Where is it? I know it's here. There it is. I'm going to use this and kind of tie it up right there. So now I can leave this block right here to allow me to tie this up into over. That seems to be the right way to go. That will require some specialty stuff, but it's just a special transition, so who cares? In fact, I think we're going to do special transition here. I think there's a special transition that will fit there better. Yeah, it's and it's not for everybody. Not everybody would want to play this vanilla.
Fuel critical.
And there's nothing wrong with that decision. It's really just what works best for you. What do you find more enjoyment with? Okay, so if I use that there, just like so, should allow me to tie that up and over. Don't know if there's going to be a good way to bring that. I think the only way to do that is going to be right there. That'll work, I think. I'm not 100% sure on this one. This is a little tricky. These lines may wind up looking like crap, and I may start over with skinning it. Find the right one here. Oh, that's wrong. there, followed by these right here. That will tie that in together and leave space for those thrusters to stick out. So yeah, this is the first time that I think I've actually done a ship build on this channel. And I'll be honest, I am not the best at ship builds. I know plenty of people who are far better at this than I am, as far as making things that just look right. And I would definitely recommend looking around at some of the people who actually design ships, because they can make some really good ones. Of course, Splitsy. I think we all know that he's really good at this. Another one would be Vladimir. He hasn't put out a video in quite some time, but if you go back and watch some of his video, some of his content, he's really good at designing ships. And Garage Gamer. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I usually don't care too much if it looks really good or not. Yeah, that line's not going to work, because I want to bring this up and around the cockpit. But not overpowering the cockpit. I still want to be able to see through the cockpit. What do I want to use there? Kind of want to bring that line forward, but that's the block that fits that line. And I don't think there's anything to bring that up. Let's see. Come in here, maybe? Yeah, actually, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Then we'll switch to this here. Right? Now, the only thing that would really be nice is if I had a way to tie that from that 45-degree slope into that flat, but there's no block that really does that. This is as close as you can get to that, and that's not what I want. Unfortunately, I can't even envision what that block would look like.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure all of us used Legos and enjoyed it substantially. I mean, maybe not. Maybe some of us are heathens who never played with Legos. Pre-Legos, yes. There was a pre-Legos. I don't remember it. But I will say, I did enjoy playing with Lincoln Logs. I think there's a block that'll fit that. Yeah, I had a ton of Legos. Let's see, how does that look? That's not too bad. I'm happy with that. It's still fairly open. We're only losing a little bit of vision out the side.
Fuel critical.
thought the... No, it's in here. There we go. That'll be that corner there. I only had one custom block with a wheel on it. I had wooden block and sheets of and girders. So constructs. I used to enjoy playing with constructs too. Thought constructs was a lot of fun, to be honest. Look in these. No, there's... Titan, are you going to try and push Solo out of his bed? No, you're just going to lay on him. Okay. That's fine. You lay on him. Oh, that's okay. I played with my constructs until they broke. I'm sorry, Solo. You lost your bed to the cat. Oh, man. I love my pets. They are a source of endless entertainment. I don't like that. Really don't like that. And I got rid of the wrong block there. I wasn't upset with that block. That block looks fine. I kind of want this to come out straight. Let's go here. Just put that there. I want that to come down there. Yeah, the dogs are always sleeping peacefully until the cats interrupt. Poor little boy, yeah. Lost you. Because I don't care. The carpet's comfortable enough. Alright. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. Really not happy with that. Just don't know what to do there. I guess... Should have added the Control Z mod so I could undo changes I made in creative. Oh, let's see. You know what? I want some lights on here. So let's use lights to break the pattern. We'll put a couple of lights on there, like so. And that will allow me to break the pattern up. And bring it where I want it to go. So let's see what's available here for... Oh, I didn't mean to hit that button. I meant to hit that one. That'll at least help to tie it together a bit. And I can custom block here. Kind of bring it up and over. There, that block fills in that little hole there. Makes it seem useful. That'll work. That will work. Okay.
Fuel critical.
Yes, yes, I know. Shut up, Karen. Add that mod too while I'm in a creative world. Just get rid of her constant yammering about fuel being low. Jeez. Alright, so is that going to be enough? Yeah, that's enough thrust. So, I'm thinking that I'm going to add another gyro right here. And the reason I'm going to do that is because once you fill up the cargo containers, it might have a hard time turning. That is a maybe, I know, but why not be ready for it? Okay. That one up and over. Going to bring that over. Let's figure out this area first. That right there. As I said, I don't proclaim to be one of the better ship designers, so I can make things that work. Make things that work all day. Making them work and look good, that's a bit more tricky. And I don't want that. I actually need a full block there. What do I want to do there? I guess it doesn't have to be a full block. You might be right, but, and hear me out here, see, where does that actually come up to? Alright, so I can do that, and I should be able to, let's turn that off. Should be able to put one of these right there and have it actually be safe from damage. So that will allow me to tie it all together and have that thruster buried and hidden. Which means maybe I want to move that move block. Let's see. Okay, I've got two recorders and one flight. Maybe I'll get rid of this flight block right here. And I'll just leave the one gyro. And I'll put the other recorder block right there. That will allow me to maybe make the lines look a little better. There we go. I think that'll work. Close enough anyways. Now, do I like it? am I happy with it? It is just supposed to be a basic drone. Should I care? The answer is no. But the question really is, do I care? And the answer to that is yes.
Fuel critical.
Okay. There really needs a mod to make her shut up entirely. Because even that fuel critical warning doesn't happen until you're at the end of your tank, if you're using a tank anyway. So what does it even matter? Alright, now that we've got this set in, I'm thinking that I'm going to come in and pull this thruster out one spot. But first, let's see. Alright, I'm not sure about the bottom yet. I'm not sure I want the skirting to go all the way down like that. It's just a basic drone. If I keep telling myself that, I might actually become happy with what I'm seeing. The cockpit is mainly there just for programming, but still, it works. That should be able to carry quite a bit of material. It's bigger than I wanted, bulkier than I wanted, and it's way too ball-shaped. But, I mean, I was kind of playing with it yesterday, and I thought, you know, this is basic and simple and does everything I want, and it'll transport a lot. But it's really ugly. Really, really ugly. It is effective, though. I mean, that'll carry everything. And it'll carry it very well. And you see it's got that one downforce thrust up front. Tiny little one. It's really garbage, though. Alright, let's turn this off.
Fuel critical.
Oh, I've got it parked too close to the doors. There we go.
Fuel critical.
I don't need those doors up, but I kind of want them up. Alright. Let me think on this a little bit. And I need to go pay the coffee tax. So I'll be right back.
Uh, yeah. Skinning it is difficult. And... Alright, I am back. Good. Alright, I am going to step out and have a smoke while I think about this, and I'm going to open this up for suggestions. If anybody's got some suggestions on what I should do differently, please. Please. I've never claimed to be good at ship design. I can make a ship functional. I can make a ship that just does everything you want it to do and can take shots from a drone like no tomorrow. It will be ugly. More times than not. And I've found that the smaller a ship is, the harder it is to make look good. So, at least for me, usually my go-to for skinning a small ship is to go with just like support structure, just banding. So it looks like a metal band is holding the thing together. Or a series of metal bands. But this brick did not lend itself to such a design. So maybe we'll design multiple drones. Maybe we'll go back to the drawing board with this one and change it up. Because we could change it up. We could probably elongate it, which would make filling it in a whole lot nicer, easier to do. Yes, spaced armor would be good, but I don't have to worry about that in this playthrough because it's vanilla. If I was playing a playthrough with actual threat, the drone would have an AI defense block that made it run away from enemy signals, and that would have the added benefit of drawing the enemy signal away from my base as well, even if I lost the materials.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this one. I'm at a loss. Ultimately, we're going to continue where we're at and finish this out. Take a blueprint of it. And we may or may not use it, but I think we're going to wind up looking for a different design altogether. This one is functional, it will work. It's not one I like.
And you got to be happy with it. Which I'm not. Alright, so let's just finish this out and see what we can do. Alright, I need this block. Yeah. That block right there. I do like all the transitions they've added into the game. They are nice. This one was, yeah, right there. That one. Unless I'm mistaken, it was that one. No, it was that one. Good. Then right here was this. And right there. Yeah. Like so. Okay. I should have turned on mirror mode when I was doing this. Would have made this a whole lot easier. That one. And that. Yes. Huh. I don't think that exists. I will say that building was a little bit nicer on, what was it, Dual Universe. It was a whole lot easier to get things you liked. Oh, no. Don't want to do that. Yeah, the mirror mode is, you select a block, you hit M, and it has multiple different mirror modes. So right now you can see I'm vertical in the center of the block that I'm pointing at. And then on that edge of the block I'm pointing at. And then horizontal on the top, on the center of the block I'm looking at. Horizontal on the bottom. And then the other vertical in the center, and the other vertical on the edge of the block. So yeah, and it works like you would think a mirror mode should. So if I add this mirror right there, so I'm working in mirror mode, and you can add multiple mirrors. If I place a block here, it will place it on the other side mirrored.
Fuel critical.
Which is kind of nice. And I just remove the mirror by placing, hitting M. If I hit M and place a mirror, I can get rid of that mirror by going back to that mirror mode and just right-clicking on that mirror, and it removes the mirror mode, just like you would with a block. And if I were to do a mirror mode in two different directions, so let's say right there, I have one in the center of that medium cargo container going front to back, one in the center going side to side. I place them both there, and I come in and I place a block like so. It will place it in all four mirrored directions and delete them in all four mirrored directions. And now I don't want the mirrors on right now, so I need to get back to that and remove them. There we go. No more mirror mode. Because I should have done the mirror mode early on, I didn't. So it's too late now. And I need a full block right there. And a slope right here. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it can come in very handy when you're doing a build that's going to be symmetrical. All right, now we're going to come in and we're going to go back to atmospheric thrusters, and we're going to move this out one. I think that'll finish up that line a little better, make it look a little nicer. Yeah, I think that helps. Yeah, you're not alone in that, just not good. Um, you are not the only person to do that. All right, so that one goes there. And then that one. Right? Yeah, that was how that went. And here we just came to a point. And I do believe that was a full block there. All right. And that's a light. Place a light there right now. Okay. Yep, just like so. That works. That one was one of these. If I can find it here. There we go. That. Full block under the light. Right? Yeah, right there. Full block.
Fuel critical.
And a slope. Is that a full slope? Yes, it was. Okay. Nope, not that one. This one. Right. It's not awful. Just not good. And I think the problem really is that I'm trying to I'm trying to make it smooth. I think that's the bigger problem here. That I'm going for smooth. Probably shouldn't be. I shouldn't be going for smooth. I should probably be going for something. Ignoring the smoothed out metal. If I can get this to stand right, maybe. Wrong one. There it is. That's the right one. That's the one we had there before. And now this will be a flat piece. Although I'm thinking I'm going to change the bottom a little bit. I don't think we're going to keep that full skirt coming all the way down. I think that actually hurts us more than helping us. So I'm kind of thinking that we're going to go with kind of trying to smooth it down a bit. And at this point now I can turn on the mirror mode because I'm just going to get rid of this here and start that entire. There we go. So now mirror mode there, just click on the center, hit mirror until those go away. There, now everything I do on one side will duplicate on the other. Alright, now what do I want to do here? Thinking that and that will allow me to bring in this. I think that looks a little bit better, bringing the skirting down like that. Let's see, yeah, I like that a little better. It's still pretty fugly, but it looks better than it did. And sometimes that's the best you can hope for, is to be a little bit better than it was. And we need this here. All right. And up top, we're just going to paneling.
Fuel critical.
Yeah. Not what I was going for, but it'll work. There. Don't know. I don't think there's a panel that will transition pretty, but I think that'll work. So and then that will allow us to kind of tie things together. Right, like so. And if we're going to do that, put that there. Get back to the tips here. Alright, I think that'll work. Is it pretty? No. Is it functional? Yes. Is it what we're going to use? Doubtful. But at least we've got something put together. So, at the end of the day, this is not a fruitless endeavor. We did do something. Now we're just going to get rid of this port here. Control and drag. All right, clicking. Let's see how it flies. That'll at least allow us to test what we've got for thrusters and see if it's going to actually be good enough. Seems to be doing good. Scam calls happen, sadly. Alright, I'm not displeased with the function of this drone.
Fuel critical.
One thing you should always remember with drones, though, is you don't really need to incorporate the cockpit into it. I know I like to. But we can always make the cockpit an afterthought and remove it after the drone is programmed. Let's turn this off.
Fuel critical.
I am not displeased with this, functionally speaking. It works. It actually doesn't look too bad sitting on the ground. But, yeah. Functionally speaking, it's probably good enough. Yeah, you'd think, but they have a way of finding their way into your inbox regardless. Left my coffee on the counter. I'll be right back. Just can't do coffee time without coffee. As my friends have pointed out, I probably can't do anything without coffee. My kids have pointed that out too. It's not awful. It's not the worst thing ever. Kind of looks like a toad. In fact, that's what we'll name it. We'll name it, yeah, we'll just name it Toad.
Fuel critical.
Alright. So, back to the drawing board, because I am not happy with that. Alright, so let's try something a little different. Let's assume that we're going to use no, there's no such thing as no coffee. That does not exist. Coffee is a staple. It's a must. Dare you even suggest such a blasphemous thing? No coffee. Oh, awful. Alright, actually, let's get rid of that and that. We're going to start with the thrusters. We're just going to put one large thruster right there for now. We know we're going to need a battery. Battery right there. We need a large cargo or a medium cargo container. My hope is that if I go long like this and actually just add things just as a line, I'll be able to wrap a skin around it much nicer. So, I probably want 2 batteries. Actually, we can test that. Let's just come in here. We'll turn off a battery. Why? Turn it back on. Turn this battery off. Nope, we need 2 batteries.
Fuel
Okay,
critical.
so that answers that. We need 2 batteries. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to move the batteries down. Oops, didn't mean to put that one there. Get rid of that. And we'll put a battery right there. Now we'll get rid of that whole line of small batteries. That'll work. And then I have space on top where I can place the timer blocks and all the drone parts. There we go. Yeah, if we go with a nice long design like that, maybe it'll be a little easier to make it look good. Big maybe, but we'll see. The hard part's going to be figuring out where to place thrusters. These ones are easy. The front, forward, and backwards ones are really easy. We're just going to place them here. Yeah. And we'll do a couple extra because we can. And because the chip we had actually accelerated slowly. And I don't care about the side to side too much, because ultimately it shouldn't need the side thrust too much other than for direction. During a turn, it helps it to reorient itself better. Let's see, how far back did that come? That came to about... Yeah, you can place a half block on that line there. Well, that's good. We can probably get away with skinning around that, so that's not a big deal. And if we let the side thrust stick out, we can work with putting thrusters on top and bottom to actually give us decent side thrust. Do I want top and bottom, or do I just want top or just bottom? Let's go with just top. Actually, I think if we go with just bottom, it will allow us more freedom for skinning. So we're going to put them on the bottom. There we go. Now we've got thrust in 5 of the 6 directions. And we'll figure out the upward thrust a little later, because I'm thinking that it's just going to be somewhere we're going to put one of these. And my phone is blowing up. I have 5 text messages. Yeah, the house is old. That makes sense. My girlfriend's having some plumbing work done to her house. She did not want me to come up and fix it for her. Which is fine, that makes sense to me. But the plumber came in and said there's galvanized and copper, and they're kind of mixed, which is going to be
Fuel critical.
a hassle for them, but not a big deal. Shouldn't add too much more cost. Alright, let's turn off the overlays now. Alright, we need light block. Place that right there. We need 2 quarter blocks. And go ahead and we'll throw the timer blocks down on the bottom, because we're going to have to fill this space down here anyways. Okay, I'm going to turn that option off. That's annoying. I forgot they could share links. Where's that at? All right. Filter out messages, yes, but it doesn't seem to block those. Let's see, where's that at? Hosts and bots, nope. I know that option's in here somewhere. I just gotta find it. Yeah, the sharing messages across streams sounds like a great option, but I don't want that shared on YouTube. Remove. There we go. That should not be there. I do not know why it does that. It seems like it should be a good idea, though. Do I want those down there? Yeah, I'll leave them down there, because I got space here, too. Yeah, but even then, I can share links, and the chat software SocialStream has the option to relay chats from my different streaming platforms. So that Rumble link that was sent through on my behalf with my name actually came from Ataz Contact. So I did not send that link. The software automatically relayed that chat message from Rumble to YouTube. And it did it as me. So I don't want that to be a thing. So I'm getting rid of it. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to add those on the side. That will allow me some more freedom. So I need 2 recorder blocks. And a flight block. I've got 4 timer blocks, which should be more than enough.
Fuel critical.
I'm going to need a couple of gyros. I'm going to leave that spot blank in case I decide to put something else there. So 2 gyros. And honestly, I think I might just leave it 4 going forward and backwards. And that's because I can wrap a band all the way around this now without having to worry about avoiding a thruster there. Alright. Alright, so if I come in like that, that looks good to me. Let's see. What am I missing? A remote. That's what I'm missing. I need a remote too. And that can go right there. Go. Now that's everything we have to have. The rest of this can actually be done once I get all the beast pieces on here to revel this together the way I want it. I can then just slap a cockpit on to program it. Because I don't need to use the cockpit. And I'm kind of thinking that I just want band going all the way around. Because I think that will look good. Of course, I could be wrong. Alright, so we have a band wrapped around it. That's basically holding everything together. We're going to come in and do a half slab all the way there. There we go. Now we've got a band. Basic structure going all the way around. And I can get rid of this one, but not that one. Oh, I can't get rid of that one. Ah. Okay. There we go. That will work. Now we can get rid of this, because we don't want that. Alright, so we've got that band all the way around. Now I'm kind of thinking that just want to have band that comes up and over. So now we just got to get back to the other one. There we go.
Fuel critical.
That in... do we want that one? No. Oh, I just got rid of the wrong block. Damn it. Misclick. There we go. That'll work. Alright. Get rid of that block. And that block. Yeah, it happens. Sadly, more often than anybody would care to admit, I'm pretty sure everybody makes that mistake on occasion. Don't know. I think I'm just going to go with, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. And then this. Yeah, I think that'll work. You're not alone in that, just not good. I used to play MMOs with a guy who had problems with his hands. And he actually managed it really well, but it was so bad he couldn't actually use a mouse. He had to use a roller wheel. Because nothing else would work. He was actually pretty good, though. I mean, that's not to say he was like the best player, but he was definitely not the worst either. Alright. We'll go back. That way? That way. How was that? Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong block here. That's what we wanted. No, that's not what we wanted. That's the inverse of what we wanted. That's what we wanted. Right there. And then I do believe same block right here. Basic banding. That, to me, that looks better than what we had before. Trying something here. I can always revert this and take it away. So figured I'd give it a try. If I don't like it, then I can delete it. Now, is there something that will tie that together? I think there is.
Fuel critical.
Yep, right there. That ties that together. But not in the most ideal way. So, go ahead and we'll put this in there. And we'll add the wrong blocks here. 7. And that one like that. Not really happy with the way that's turning out. But this might not be so bad. Bringing that forward. Yeah, I think that'll work. I kind of like that. That looks good. Now we've just got to tie this back down into here. Do that, I think. Just doing this. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Feel free to disagree with me. Alright, so let's come in and look at these. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Then we come in and look at this right here. I do believe there's a that matches that. That'll tie it up to the top. So yeah, I like that a little bit better. I'm going to do that same thing back here. Trying to make sure I don't actually accidentally delete the battery again. Alright. Yeah. I think I'm happy with that. That doesn't look bad. in my mind. That's what I'm going to want, but for right here, I need this. Followed by this. All right, so I'm happy with the top. I mean, it's not pretty, but it looks way better than what we had before, which is actually a pretty low bar, if we're being honest. I'm going to put that there, and we're going to actually just put that there. I think that's better. All right, I'm happy with that. Well, I'm mostly happy with that. I think right here we're going to drop in. These blocks right here are outside of the cone for the thruster. So I think we're going to tie those in as well. We're just going to do that. I think that helps to kind of break that up a little bit.
Fuel
I kind of
critical.
like it. So yeah, I think that looks a little better. And I wish I could put two of those there, but I can't. So I either got to choose the top or the bottom, and I think it looks better on the bottom. Personally, I think it looks better on the bottom. All right. Now we want blocks. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That will be a nice little pill-shaped drone. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do down here. Because this one is going to be the hard part. Getting down around these. And making it not look super awful. Slightly awful's okay, but not super awful. All right. Let's just think about this for a moment while I go pay the coffee tax. All right. And I just don't know. Any suggestions would be appreciated.
So, you know, if I was designing a ship, I would start with the structure. This is where I said bigger's easier. Because if I'm going with a ship, I'm going with something much, much bigger. I will design a shape, and then I'll fit the thrusters and pieces into that shape and compromise that shape as little as possible. Kind of like I did when I was designing Ducky. Which his back hatch is broken now. The last update broke it. It no longer works. Made me kind of sad. We don't need a cockpit for a drone. This is a drone, so we're just going to throw a cockpit on it when we're all said and done with it. It will just have a cockpit that will get deleted. And the cockpit will only be there for programming it. Because drones don't need cockpits.
Fuel critical.
It does, however, need an antenna or an antenna so that I can get access to it when I want to remote control it. So I'll have to add an antenna to it. But that's a minor thing, I think. In fact, for the cockpit, I may just I may add something kind of permanent that will look screwy. I may add a control station laying down on the top and kind of try to greeble around it. Because I'll be controlling it through the remote control when I'm programming it. And the remote control is facing the right direction. Realistically, I could just slap a seat on it and it would be enough. Yeah, Ducky broke with the update. Yeah. Well, what's broken on him is his back door. His back door will no longer merge block in place. So I'm going to have to figure out a workaround for that and figure out how to make the merge blocks work again. It happens. It's not the intended use for those merge blocks, so it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't make me happy either, but it doesn't surprise me. It may just be I need more space to be able to put a landing gear there to allow to landing gear in place and then do the merge block. But we'll see. I've already got some workarounds in mind. I just not sure how well they'll work. We'll have to find out. All right, let's go back to OBS.
Switch it back to the better mic. I need an antenna. So I've got 2 timer blocks there. I think 2 is enough. So we're just going to go ahead and throw the antenna right there. Yeah, yeehaw indeed. Did I have that on do not have it on the first bar. I have an antenna down here at all. I do not. Grab an antenna. Get rid of that wheel there. We don't need the wheel. Go with that right there like that. That'd be a good spot for the antenna, I think. Yeah, that'll work. If we can fit a couple more merge blocks in there, or a couple more programmable blocks in there, we will, but I don't know that we need to. Alright, so right now I'm just thinking that we want to do this right here and bring it down. Well, I'm not sure that that will work. Rid of that. We'll throw block here. And these
Fuel critical.
just like so. I think that'll work. That'll allow us to bring that down and kind of around. And then we'll just throw see if I can hit the right buttons. How do I want to tie this together? I can just put that right there like that. That looks like it's holding something. I don't know. I'm working on the wrong side of this thing. I need to be over here. Let's see about... Start with this. And... yeah, we'll go with that. Pull that block out. Is it going to break? No. Good. Throw that one in there. Make that a full block again. A full half block. Pull that out and that out. We'll add that one. That one. That will look better. Yeah, I think that looks better, and it allows us to pull the front down well, which will be nice. But we're going to do the same thing in the back. Gotta find the right blocks. That down right there. There we go. That looks better, I think. Yeah, that looks a little better. I'm happy with that. And I think that's pretty much tying everything together as well as I'd like. That there. Geez, if I can get things to land where I want them to. Kind of do the same thing going back. And I think we're just going to kind of mirror the top here. As far as conceptually. I think we want this one. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Now we'll just start with this here.
Fuel critical.
Yes, yes, I know. Fuel critical. Hush. Actually, do I want that? No, I don't think I do. I think I want this here. Then that. It kind of ties everything together. Gives it some nice sharp angled looking bits. I kind of like the sharp angled looking bits. And it looks mostly functional. So I'm happy with that. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing on the back. Got to find the right blocks here. There. I think that looks alright. We have all the important blocks we need. And for temporary purposes, we can either place a cockpit on top, or I think we can get away with doing this right here. I think that would work for us. Just throw a cockpit right, or a control stand right there. That would be functional. But we can also get away with just placing a seat. And that makes it programmable, and we can get rid of the seat later very easily. No, did I leave any spaces where I can actually add some lighting to this? Did. Think. Go ahead and I think it's on 3. Yeah. We're just going to throw some corner lights in. Maybe the double corner light. Oh, I thought for sure I could put the double corner light up like that. That's a bummer. Okay, so aside from those, I don't think I had any spots where I could put lights. Don't think I left any room for lights. Oh, right there. I can put some corner lights in. There. There. And that will give me lighting. And allow me to see it coming and going. That works. so long as they're placed properly for the offsets. Which I won't be able to tell with all the lights here. So I may have to rearrange those lights so that the offset can come out sideways rather than up. Okay, I think this little hill, because I was struggling to not call it something more disparaging, looks a lot better than the code. Rid of that, and that one for good measure. And we'll grab the remote. And we will say roll. Now we can fly it. I need to be out here to see the light offsets because I need to be away from the base lighting. Let's go offset. No, they're going up.
Fuel
So I need to
critical.
change those. I want the radius to be maximized. See their glow on the ice down here at the bottom of the screen. And we're going to just offset them out away from the ship. A good distance. Increase their radius. I want them to still light up the ship a little bit. There we go. Now we've got a well-lit drone. And let's change the lights again. We're going to change those to just be blue. And a dark blue. Now we're going to change their intensity. Intensity doesn't seem changing enough. Change their fall off. And we can increase their offset to get the desired lighting we want. I want it to be lit. I want it to have a blue tint to it, but I don't want it to be entirely blue.
Fuel critical.
Now I want this main band be black. So we're going to change the whole thing to seamless armor, weldless armor. First. How's a weldless look? No, I don't like that. That doesn't look good. Let's go with clean. Alright, clean looks better. Alright, now we're going to take a black band around the center portion here. I do believe the paint is also being mirrored. Yes, it is. Alright, so now it's got a black band around it. Got the blue tint. I think that looks good. I think it's a good drone. And let's see. Do I have... I have it, but We're not going to use the hazard because that's a DLC skin. That's a bummer. Kinda wish it wasn't. What happens if I use this? How's that look? Turn my light back on so we can see it. Kind of thinking some construction orange around the base would be nice. Because, you know, it is a work. I forgot to put the little bit in there. And this would be where it would be nice to have the paint gun mod. I want to paint that block in there, but I can't actually get to it. Paint gun mod would allow me to reach it. Okay, just this. There we go. Now we'll come up here and we'll just place those two blocks. Color block we want. Actually, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. It's a workhorse, so that's why we're putting the orange band around it. Let's get a good look at it in the dark. Don't think I'm happy with the way the lights are shining on it, or the lack of light shining on it. So we're going to change those again. All right, yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks better. The lights are not there for me to be able to fly it and use it. The lights are there for me to be able to see it from a distance. So I think this will work good. It's definitely more resources than we used on the Toad. But I kind of like this little cigar-shaped drone. Any suggestions for names? Any at all? I don't even care if they're disparaging. Go to control. Got 30 minutes of flight time. This will work nice. Not the best drone shape in the world, but I think it'll work nicely. And I'm kind of flying the path that I'm envisioning this drone taking. Because it's going to fly down by the auto miner here. and dock up to grab resources. And I'm going to have 4 of them just for coming to this location. It's not that I need drones for this one, it's not a long flight. However, we can dock it up and see how it does with full cargo. Alright, now we should see our inventory completely filling. Everything except for the passenger seat. That's quite a bit there. One hour of hover time, that's not too bad. Still about 30 minutes of flight time, so it's not bad at all. The batteries weren't fully charged either, so I'm happy with that. And then the drones will be coming down around here. Hopefully tilting to make this turn a little safer. Howdy, Freya. It will be landing back here. I will have the drone landing pads. Not sure where back here yet, but I will have drone landing pads back here. Alright, so let's check the actual battery level. Max stored power. Stored power. I guess it was probably pretty much full. So, yeah, that's not bad. Pretty good flight time. I'm happy with it. So I need a name for this thing now. Put it back in the light. I do believe I have a parking spot open. And I could be wrong. Turn off the thrusters. Alright, yeah, I'm fairly happy with this.
Fuel critical.
This will be able to be programmed. It should work nicely. The only thing I'm missing is some downward thrust. And Let's change this back to gray. Wasn't white. Go with that. That seems to match nicely. Put it right there. And we'll put another one right there. And that's just to keep the AI blocks happy. We don't actually need those thrusters. That's why we're using teeny tiny ones. So yeah, I'm mostly happy with this drone. Oh. I forgot a block there. Change back to the color we were using. And paint those two. And while we're here, we'll just add in the blocks we're missing. There we go. Alright, I'm happy enough with this. And I think we're going to use it as is. But not a bad drone. It's not the prettiest. Why is that message not coming through? Weird. What are you saying okay to? I'm not sure. Now you have confused me just not good. Was that your goal? We don't need any landing gear on it because it's only going to be going from connector to connector. We don't really need lights on it. The yellow is there because it is a work vehicle. So I figure it's automated. Well, it's going to be automated. So think of it kind of like Hazard, but I didn't want to use the Hazard armor because that's a DLC paint. So I opted to use the corrugated armor with yellow. Not the best option, but it's the only one that I know everybody can use. So, yeah, it's because it's automated and it's a steer clear of this. Because it's not going to care if you're there. Caution, heavy machinery may kill you. DFSR Mach 1. Ah. What does DFSR stand for? Not saying no. I just want to know exactly what it is I'm putting on there for the name. I kind of want to paint these blocks in here black as well. But then with a... You know what? I have mods in here. I'm going to install the paint gun. Drone for shipping route. I like that. Alright. We're going to close out and we're going to add the paint gun mod just because I can. It will make things easier. Yes, save changes. Load. Yes, exactly like the construction warning signs. Or like when you see an excavator working somewhere, you always see some yellow stripping on it, or any moving part on a machinery. It's always got some sort of cautionary paint to it. Yes, drone for shipping route. It's going to ship ingots from the auto miner. Yeah. Yep, I got that. It makes sense now. Uh, but it didn't at first. Stormworks. No. Let me pull up Steam here and see if I can find it in Steam. I do not see Stormworks in Steam. So, probably not going to play it either. Um, I would not call. I would not say anything disparaging about the German government. Mainly because I'm on YouTube and I don't want a notification saying that I broke some silly German law. Working in automotive, that would make things kind of difficult for me to possibly have to travel to Germany one day if I have legal business I have to take care of before I can go there. Um, what's weird?
Fuel critical.
Add the paint gun. Okay, I'm going to give myself a paint gun first. I did not play Project Zomboid. I was not a huge fan of it. Just the way it looked was not my cup of tea. And it's not because it looked bad or anything like that. It's just because I'm not usually a fan of zombies. Uh, that's really the only reason. I love this paint gun tool. Going through the skins. Right now I can go through the colors. And then I just need to have the paint on me, so I need to spawn in some paint chemicals. Not that. Okay. Shift F10. Paint chemicals. And we're just going to throw in 1,000 of those. There we go. Now I can paint this. I've never even heard of the two build bases. Is that actually another game? Okay, let's see if I can get in there to paint that one. It doesn't want to let me. There we go. Yeah, I love the paint gun tool because that's just so much easier to get in there and paint the stuff that's kind of out of reach. I wonder, if I paint the batteries black, will that make it look any better? Or any of the stuff that's buried in there? No, no, actually it didn't. It kind of made it look worse. So let's go ahead and we'll change it back to light gray. That looks better. Batteries aren't so bad, but the thrusters, yeah, those thrusters need to stay gray. Maybe that's the wrong gray. Yeah, that's the right gray. Alright, I'm happy with that. To build bases. Did I ever try the to build bases? I really don't... I don't understand. Is the to build bases a game name? Guess I'm just not understanding. Hmm. Are you talking about building bases in a specific game? If so, I'm going to need a little bit more of an explainer as to what game. The Zomboid? Are you talking about the Zomboid game? I don't know. Alright, so I'm mostly happy with this. I'm going to turn that off. Okay. Yes. So, no, I've never played the Project Zomboid at all, so let me look it up again. Mute this because I don't want to hear it. I want to see what it does. Alright, so yeah, it's full base building and going out and gathering resources. Yeah, this doesn't look like my kind of game, but the building might be fun. Honestly, it looks like it could be a lot of fun. Just not really my cup of tea, though. Alright, so we've got the drone done. Let's come in and we'll name it, because I need to make a blueprint. Okay. Drone for resource delivery. Sorry, drone for shipping route. Mach 1. Okay. And we're going to append everything. I have to unpark it first. Unlock. Excuse me. Okay, we have 1 flight, 2 tasks. Good. We have an antenna. And we'll just leave it that for the display because we'll figure out what it's going to do with each one. And kind of want to get rid of the atmospheric. Don't need the extra text in there, so I'm just going to get rid of all that. And the only reason I'm doing this with naming is because it makes it so much easier when you're working on a base to be able to search by the acronym that goes in front of everything and have all the stuff for that ship show up. So I have 2 batteries. So and we'll renumber these 2 because we don't need to have them starting with odd numbers. Don't care about the passenger seat because that will be removed. And that's everything. Now we're just going to search by thrust, and we're going to name everything based on what they do. So this will be 1, and we'll find the other backwards one. We'll name it 2. F1, F2, F3, and F4. Right, that should be... Oh, I missed a backwards and a backwards, so this should be B3. This one should be B4. Only 2 down ones, so D1 and D2. Only 2 up. That will ensure that everything actually makes sense and groups together properly. Right 1, right 2. I only have 2 rights and 2 lefts. L1 and L2. Alright, so now all of our thrusters are grouped together. Get back into the menu. So B1, 2, 3, 4, D1, 2, F 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1, 2, right 1, 2, up 1, 2. Perfect. Everything makes sense now, which is good. Now we need to group the thrusters. And save. And group the batteries. Save. I'm going to change this one to battery 1 because somehow I made that mistake. To hide that. And we're going to take all the batteries and we're going to say show in toolbar config off. We can still use the group in toolbar config, just each of the off. Gyroscopes. Don't really want those on toolbar config or in the terminal. We just need to know they're on and there. Timer blocks, we need those to stay there. The lights are set. Just going to hide those. We don't need them. We don't need this in the toolbar config, the cargo container. We don't really need it to be shown in the terminal either. Nothing we can do with it. So there we go. Nice clean list, and everything looks good.
Fuel critical.
All right. So I hope nobody's upset with the mods that I included in this live stream. I don't normally have mods in my Coffee Time live stream, but these are things that you could have gotten around without having the mod. They just make things a little quicker. And I have been going for 3 hours now, so quick is a relative term. Let's see, is there anything else I'm missing? No, I think that's good. I think that's what we're going to blueprint. Just like that, because we need the seats for setup. So, Control B. And yeah, that's what I want. And we'll go right ahead and publish that now. And we'll call it a ship. Team and mod.io. And other. And if I decide to make changes to it, you'll get the update. That actually doesn't look too bad. Now I just need to make it public. Public. Good. And mod.io. Make sure that one's also public. I don't know if you can actually hide a blueprint on mod.io. Be honest. I've never tried. Small grid ship safe. Why does it say safe? I don't know. That's weird. Okay, well, it's there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it says that. Apparently mod.io has a whole lot more features that I'm not aware of. I'll go check that website out later. Alright, so it's published. I have not updated the description and whatnot, but it's there if anybody wants to go grab it. Alright, so now I think that's pretty much it. I think that's everything we need. And I will probably do a... I will be doing a video where I'm building the docking bays for this, where this is going to be docked at. And in that video, I will probably explain the setup for the drone in there. So I can almost guarantee I'll explain it in there. That's part of the reason why I wanted to blueprint the drone first, was so I could just print off 4 of them and show myself programming one of them rather than spending 2 episodes just trying to work out what I wanted to build. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like making building videos, but yeah, going back and forth for 3 hours trying to figure out what I want to do, it doesn't make a good video at all. Not sure how happy I am with this still. I mean, I'm fairly happy with it, but it's definitely functional and it shows. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. Unless somebody has something they want me to take a look at, because I've been asked a few times, then in fact, let's go take a look real quick. There is a let's search. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a lot of them here. Okay, I think 7 was the last one. I was asked to check this rover out. Let's give it a quick view. Alright. I'm already subscribed to 7. Huh. I'm not seeing a newer one than that. Alright, we'll go with this one here. And we'll take a look at this one. Although I think I might have already reviewed. I don't think it had 4 wheels when I looked at it last time. Alright, first and foremost, yeah, I think good, but turn that. Wheels are fighting each other. Now let's go ahead and we'll look at the wheels. If we take the center wheels, just to the right of the one that I selected. Okay. So, oh, this one. New. I didn't even see that one. Okay. And I'm going to unsubscribe from 7. And I'm going to unsubscribe from the War Edition. And I'm just going to clean up my list a little bit. I don't see the test on here. Okay. Okay. Now I got to get out of the seat here.
Fuel critical.
All right. 10. All right. I still think should have something. Pretty much anything next to this wheel. And the reason for that is just because it doesn't actually get in the way, and it allows you to jump up there pretty easy. You don't have to struggle to get in the door. And there are other options to be able to do that, so just some sort of step, something to think about. Okay, wheels are still fighting each other, which is actually hurting your turning radius. So let's see. We're going to take all the wheels, we're going to hit show on HUD. Then we can see where they are. 6 and 7. 2 and 3. All right, just finding the ones that are in the middle. Two and 3. 6 and 7. We're going to take those and we're going to reduce their steering angle down to probably 10. Now I bet this turns a whole lot nicer. Because your wheels are no longer fighting each other. They should be following the same radius now. I know it doesn't seem like much to have them only turn 10 degrees, but they're on the same page now with each other. It's a nice bounce. Very lightweight little buggy. I like it. Alright. Now let's turn off the wheel. Go on HUD because we don't need it no more. Huh. What's going on there? Is that an O2 generator there? Sticking out the back? Yes, it is. Alright. Not bad. I like that. I like the fact that the batteries are in the bottom. It keeps the bottom heavy rather than the top. That's not a bad idea either, to have a little bit of cargo there. But I don't think it's actually connected to the rest of the cargo, so to the other connector. I like it. It's not bad. It's definitely a brick, but very functional, which is ultimately what matters. Got a nice airtight little environment, so it should be good. To put in a airlock system here too. Put a door right in the middle back here. Move this door back. Put a nice little airlock back there. Run some conveyor pipes across the top. The armored conveyor pipes or the reinforced conveyor pipes. Yeah. This has possibilities, and it doesn't drive bad. I like it. Although I'd take some of these lights off. You don't need this many. Doesn't help to have more. It just is more battery power being used. Also, one thing you might want to do, I like that. One thing you might want to do is actually come in here and on your G menu, add the gyro. Here's something that I noticed with this. It adds an extra hour to turn the gyro off. So if you don't need the gyro, you're not driving on rough terrain, like right here I'm just driving on ice, I don't need it. So there's really no point in having it. I only need to turn it on when I need it, when I think I'm going to need it. Because it takes the time down substantially to have that on. It does hurt the stability of the vehicle, but not by too much. Not bad. I like it. Kind of fun to drive, too. I know, I'm easily amused. Alright.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. Well, I don't think it looks good, but I think it's really functional. And I think it's going to perform really well for what you're trying to do. In a place like Mars or on the moon, you have some place where you can go in and be in an oxygenated environment so you won't die. And not dying is important. So yeah. If you don't mind, I'm going to do a little bit of rework to it. Granted, these are DLC doors, so I probably won't use them myself. In fact, we're going to pull just regular doors down. And we're going to change the paint to be essentially the same one you're using. I think you're this one here, plastic armor? Yep, that's the one I wanted. 2, 3, 4, 5? Or is it 6? Nope, it's 5. Alright, and we're going to put in a door. Not that one though, we want this one. And no, that is the wrong color. That's the one. I'm going to take this door out. That's not plastic. What are you using? Okay, Shift P. It is plastic. Okay, why is it not showing up the same way then? That's weird. Alright, let's check some of the other ones. Is that sci-fi armor you're using? No, it says it's plastic. So why does it look so different? Weird. Take out tier. Probably add them back in. Alright. That works. Let's go ahead and we'll add small conveyor tubes and a vent. That's it. You just want the straight vents for now. I think. Yeah, put it right there. Straight there we want. Oops. Then right here we want a going that way. And a T right here. No, a C, another C. Oh. Don't need 2 of those. Now, get rid of that block I shouldn't have put in.
Fuel critical.
Right here we'll add another vent. And I think we're gonna actually, no, we'll leave that vent just like that. Put it right there. Now you can have this one set to depressurize. And you've got a nice little airlock here where it's constantly pulling it back into your system. So you're not wasting your oxygen every time you come in and out. Let's see. This one, yeah, set that to depressurize. And if you're on a place like the moon, this will allow you to go in and come in, shut this door, walk through, shut this door. And when you go out, shut this door, let it depressurize the room, and then walk out. Then you're not wasting your oxygen. Which is nice, because not wasting your oxygen is a good thing. And that should be airtight in here, independent of this one. So, I don't know if you like that idea, but it's an idea. And then you still got plenty of room to add more seating in there. Find the benches again. There we go. We're going for form over function, or sorry, if we're going for function over form, this gets you all the function of the last one, plus the airlock to make sure that when you're on the moon, you don't lose any oxygen.
Fuel critical.
And it's a rather simple setup. Matter of fact, you could probably set up 3 timer blocks stacked up in one of the corners and a button, and you can have a button that controls these doors so you can't actually let the oxygen escape, which is again good for if you're on the moon or Mars or the alien planet where you don't want to have to worry about running out of oxygen. All right. I like it though. It's good. Nice O2 tank there. I like the displays on the front, by the way. Those clear LCDs. I like to do that, and it's nice to see somebody else do it. They are airtight on their own though, so you don't need to have an extra pane of glass on it. You can actually get rid of that extra pane of glass right there, and it should be airtight. The only problem is you lose the ability to have tinted window there. Oh, it looks good. You should be proud of this build. And I don't know why my armor skin looks different from yours. That's weird. Did they change the plastic skin and... No, that's not the right skin either. Oh, definitely not that one. Huh. That's weird. Change the whole thing clean and then change the whole thing plastic again. Oh, you're using heavy armor. That's what it is. Okay. That's heavy armor blocks there. Alright. That's why it looks different. I'm using the wrong block. Alright. Yeah, it's not bad. Alright, let's see. another thing you might want to think about when you're making things like this, if you come into your K menu and go to info, you can say show gravity range, show center of mass, sensor field range, all these things. Turn on your show center of mass. You can actually see where the center of mass is on this vehicle. You can actually see that your center of mass is just above the tires there. That's actually your center of weight. That's where all your pitch and yaw and roll are being applied, is right there on that green dot. So anything you can do to lower that green dot, that's probably going to help you. So say going up and changing out this top portion for all light armor, and maybe changing out the walls for light armor but leaving the heavy armor on the bottom, that would lower that green dot down. And if you lower that, the lower that is, the more stable your vehicle will ride. Hope that helps in some way. Not a bad little rover though. I kind of like it. Kind of reminds me of the things I used to build. All right. All right.
Fuel
I'm happy with it.
critical.
I think you should be proud of this. And yeah, I made a couple of changes to it, but that's just personal preference, things I like to do. And I saw potential with your shape. thought I'd add my own flair to it. Hopefully no offense taken, because none was intended. Looks good. But I do think that's going to have to be, because I need to get up and walk around. So, you all have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you later.